call you when I'm sober.
Good morning, San Antonio, and welcome into the Saturday morning hangover right here on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I'm James Pledger. You can follow me on Twitter at IamPledger. He is Jack Thompson. You can follow him on Twitter at Jack_Thompson33. And of course, you can follow the station at SA Sports Star. Edwin Hafner producing this great radio program. As man, this has been your bailiwick for the last month or so. I mean, we had the playoffs, we had the finals, we had the draft. Now we're in free agency. Like, this is going off the rails. And we just had a Spurs move a few moments ago.
Yep.
They were involved in a 3-team trade in which Max Strus gets a 4-year, $63 million deal with the Cleveland Cavaliers and a sign-and-trade with the Miami Heat. And they get a second-round pick while the Spurs acquire C.D. Osman, Lamar Stevens, and a second-round draft pick, this per Woj.
So we just absorbed those contracts. We didn't give anything up.
Mm-mm.
Wow.
Not really.
Interesting.
You're absorbing contracts.
Yeah.
You get a second-round pick out of it.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
For absorbing those contracts.
Yeah. I feel like the Spurs have wanted Chetty for a while, too. I feel like past seasons he's been a name that the Spurs have been looking at, so I'm not mad about it.
He feels like a Spur.
Yeah. Good off the bench forward. I'm not mad about it.
I mean, he's
big, shoots threes.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. I mean, that's what he is.
Yeah.
He's a guy that's going to give you some range.
Yeah, he'll take Keita's minutes.
And then you speak of Keita, we lose Keita Bates-Diop to the Phoenix Suns, but they did re-sign Trey Jones, 2 years, $20 million, and Julian Champagny, 4 years, $12 million.
Yeah. Are we at the curtain? The first curtain now?
You're right around it.
Yeah.
I knew that Seti was going to get you close to it.
Yeah.
I don't know what Lamar Stevens adds to that in terms of the curtain, but I'll tell you this. I don't expect a lot more out of the Spurs. I'm holding out hope for Brook Lopez.
Yeah.
I expect it'll be a lesser move.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this. You know how they get to the 90% curtain?
Devin.
They're going to extend Devin.
Yeah.
Close to training camp or right before the season starts, the same way they did Keldon Johnson, the same way they did DeJounte Murray, the same way they did Derek White.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this. I think draft night, Pop tried to tell us that this was the plan.
Great questions, because it is about expectations. It's about not skipping steps, which I say often. It's A to B to C to D on a variety of levels. One is O's and X's in the game. The rules are a little bit different, obviously, than FIBA. You'll have to get used to that. Because of all the hype, he'll have a target on his back. So more than O's and X's to begin with, we'll be most interested in setting a framework in an environment where he's comfortable, where he can be Victor. He's not LeBron or Tim or Kobe or anybody else. He's Victor, and that's who we want him to be. So we'll do what we've done in the past with every player. We'll observe. We'll be there to counsel, to suggest, to answer questions, be available as they matriculate into a team, into a city, into a home, where they're going to eat their meals, who's going to make their meals, every facet of an existence, just like each of us has an existence. We'll be very observant, but there's nothing in stone where we're going to already say this is the way it's going to be. People asked with Tim Duncan, what do you think he needs? What are you going to do? I said, I have no idea. We're going to get him on the court and we're going to see him play, and we'll go from there. But as far as being overly, helicopter-like, that's not a good way to start.
Like with Tim, we're going to get him on the court
Yeah.
and we're going to go from there.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to see what
Yeah.
this team looks like around him.
That's fair. I mean, can't blame him for that.
I mean,
I'm here for that too. Also, I mean, I wanted to make a big splash, kind of speed up the timeline of the rebuild, I suppose.
we all did. But I do believe that Pop was telling us all about this on draft night because he said he can't wait for Wemby to play with these young guys.
Yeah.
The guys that played for us last year and they're continuing have had a great summer. And I mean that with all my heart, a great summer. The coaches and the development people have been in charge of all that. I haven't done a damn thing except observe here and there. All of the players individually with skills, understanding how we want to play and how we have to play in this league as they get older and develop has been great. So we're very excited to put them with Victor, to say the least.
Very excited to put them with Victor. And so by re-signing Trey Jones, getting Julian back, like they've done the bulk of what they want to do, I think.
Yeah, I would say so.
Because even bringing these two people in, I think they were at 13 before this trade. I think this move puts them at 15 players.
Yeah.
So I don't really see it. I'm holding out hope for a Brook Lopez, but much like Lauri Markkanen, I think this is just don't hold your breath on it.
Yeah, certainly.
What do you think of the Spurs move so far? What they can do moving forward, and what you expect them to do?
Well, I mean, I probably expect us to be done at in the free agent market. Maybe we go and we make a trade, but outside of Brook and I guess Austin Reeves, it's not a lot.
There's not a lot there.
Not a lot left out there. So, yeah. I'm not sure who else the Spurs go for besides those two, even if we do. So this is probably it, and I'm perfectly fine to run it back with what we've got and see what pieces work and what don't.
656 ESPN 210-656-3776. You can call or text in at that number. Of course, you can always tweet at us. I am at I am Pledger. He is at Jack_Thompson33. Bobby Marks has been coming up with scenarios and what happens and how they get to the salary cap floor. And by doing these C.D. Osman and Lamar Stevens, they've gotten very close to it. I think coming into the day, they had about $29 million in cap space or so. They're probably closer to 24, 25.
Yeah.
So they've got the most space available now after Houston goes out and signs Van Vliet. More on that coming up here on the Saturday Morning Hangover. But I don't see a move out there. There's not a move out there for the Spurs that's going to be, I think, conducive to this team moving forward outside of like a Brook Lopez or even Reed from the 76ers. Like if they get a big to kind of protect Victor, that's the one move I could see.
Yeah.
But in terms of a point guard, I think they're happy with Trey Jones.
Yeah. I mean, hard to say that we're not.
I mean, he averaged almost 13 points a game last year. He looked.
And he's had the best assist to turnover ratio in the league over the past 2 years.
He's grown substantially over the past 2 years since he was, a second round draft pick.
Really, all it comes down to with Trey is his shooting. Like, he's just not a great shooter. And I feel like that's the only real knock you got on him. Like, really, pesky defender.
Mm-hmm.
Very smart with the ball in the pick and roll. Gets to the basket, gets to the foul line. Just not a great spot up outside shooter. And if he can, he's been working on that part of his game and has developed it a lot, then who's to say Trey can't be that guy this year?
Do you think that the Spurs have bigger ideas, bigger plans when it comes to what they're going to do with Julian now? He's a guy that averaged 11 points a game over the last 15 games of the year.
Yeah, Julian, he showed out towards the end of the season. He's a good scorer, got really good positional size, can shoot it. I like Champagny. He's a solid guy.
He defends multiple positions.
Great role player for sure. I think that he's the reason why we were willing to let KBD walk, because the Spurs liked him a lot.
They had to.
Yeah.
I mean, 4 years, $12 million. And people forget they extended Charles Bassey last year on a very similar type deal, if I remember correctly, to what Champagne just signed. So, I mean, they have pieces around them. They've been kind of slowly, methodically building this thing out. You've got Devin, you've got Keldon. You drafted Blake and Malachi, who we saw things last year, and it was, thank you, Evelyn, 4 years, $10.2 million. So it was right around what Julian just got. I think they're willing to ride this thing out and see what it looks like around Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah, certainly. And honestly, you can't fault him at all for that. Of course, as Spurs fans, we want them to go make a splash, get some big names, whatever. But it does make sense to look at this machine, how it's going to run with all the pieces we've got in it right now. And if there's one that, just doesn't seem to fit right and run well, then we know what we're probably going to do next.
So what are your thoughts then? Assuming this is basically free agency, and we're kind of expecting this right now.
Yeah.
If this is how we expect things to go, what are your thoughts on in terms of win-loss as to what our thoughts were when we still had free agency in front of us and we had all these great plans and Darius Garland and all these great things that were dancing in our minds and how great they could be.
Darius Garland could still happen.
It could still happen, but it's less likely than I think it's been.
I mean, I look at our team this year as probably maybe a little bit better or around the same as what Oklahoma City was last year.
Playing
a budding playoff team with a young superstar. But I think we may have better overall pieces around. They have the better piece in Shea, obviously, one of the best guards in the league. But I think overall we have better pieces around it. So I think we could definitely be around a 35 to 42 win team. Yeah. Budding, getting playoff win.
Because Oklahoma City made the play-in 2 games under 500 last year.
I think we can be better than that.
The one thing I will give you in terms of hopefully this thing coming together quicker than we think, because we had this great idea about, oh, wow, the Spurs can do this a lot like 97 when you got Tim Duncan and go bottom to top really fast. And it's possible. Yeah. Maybe Victor's that guy, and he brings this whole ship upwards.
Yeah.
I still look at the fact that we truly never got a great gauge on what this team was last year.
Yeah.
They started 5-2 when fully healthy. Then Devin started getting load managed because of the knee thing. And Devin's arguably your second, if not your first best player on that team last year.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you start trading away a Jakob Poeltl at the deadline. You start moving these pieces away from the team, then bringing in these younger developmental pieces like Julian, like Bassey, who you saw things from and ended up extending. Then injuries kind of shut them down for the year. Devin was shut down for most of the season. We didn't get to see this team at full strength. And when it was at full strength, we saw them house the Nuggets. They started 5-2. Like, there were positive little
there were
flickers.
Pockets. Yeah, there were little flickers of, wow, this team, like,
it's better than we think.
Yes. This is manufactured tanking.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so there's the one glimmer of hope that I can kind of look at if we're looking at the 30,000 foot view of the Spurs from last year and why they're looking to basically build this way around Wemby is they think this team, as constructed, was only a piece away, and that piece was Victor Wembanyama in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with that. We saw how good the Spurs could be when fully healthy, and I think we saw Zach Collins take a big step and get comfortable. We saw Jeremy come into the league, do a lot of really, really good things.
And you hope he develops even further going into his second year, especially with that shot. We knew that they broke him all the way down last season with a full off season now to work on the things they want him to work on with this shot. How much better can that shot possibly be next year? Because we saw him open to coaching. Most people wouldn't have done the things he did last year during the season in game.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Very coachable guy. Yeah, I mean, I expect a good jump from Malachi. I expect a jump from Blake. Obviously, we've seen Keldon and Devin take jumps every year. Keldon, I think he's increased his points per game like between 5 and 7 every year. So he got up to like around 21 last year. So I expect more from, Keldon. Yeah, I'm definitely very excited to see all these young horses running together and see how it works. And it could work beautifully.
He is Jack Thompson. I'm James Pledger, Edwin Hafner producing this. When we come back, free agency, more than just the Spurs. As a matter of fact, most teams did more than the Spurs. Yeah. We're going to take a look at it. Winners and losers, some of the bigger deals. We told you about Van Vliet to the Rockets. Is that a good move for them, or was it an overpay? How do you break down this free agency class? A lot of people staying where they were. I think that was kind of the theme of this free agency. More on that coming up right here on the Saturday Morning Hangover on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM and sasportstar.com.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Monday on The Blitz, of course, we're going to have the latest NBA free agency news. Who's going where? Who's coming to San Antonio? What are the rumors? We'll have it all for you on Monday. I don't know what time we start. Some point after the Texas Rangers game. Maybe 4:30. We'll see you on The Blitz.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeah, I'm so stressed. Our business is growing. We've got people all over now.
Ooma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending the Ooma cloud phone system with auto attendant and more than 50 features.
Ooma?
Yep. Switching to Ooma is a cinch. Just $24.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Now you're feeling it. Find small business calm at ooma.com/radio. That's OOMA.com/radio.
Let's be real. Mopping is a hassle. You have to fill the bucket, pushing a wet, heavy mop around, then cleaning the mop when you're done so it doesn't grow bacteria. A hassle on top of a hassle. Try Swiffer WetJet. With Swiffer WetJet, you start with a fresh pad and cleaning solution every time. And when you're done, you just toss the pad. Swiffer WetJet, the faster, easier, cleaner way to clean your floors.
My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, and they're like, it's better than yours.
Spilled your milkshake? Quick, the quicker picker upper. Bounty picks up spills quicker. And each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less than the leading Ordinary brand. So you can get back to your milkshake.
My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, and they're like, it's better than yours.
Bounty, the quicker picker upper.
Have you seen the cost of eggs lately? With these prices, we'd barely be scraping by if it weren't for Dave. It's the banking app that advances us up to $500 instantly. There's no interest, late fees, or credit checks. No joke. You can get extra cash for anything your family needs. Download the Dave app now or go to dave.com. For terms and conditions, go to dave.com/legal. Instant transfer fees apply. Banking services provided by Evolve. Member FDIC.
Texas, the Powerball jackpot is over $400 million, and you can now buy official Texas lottery tickets right from your phone with jackpot.com. Go to jackpot.com, choose your lottery game, pick your lucky numbers, and get your winnings instantly. Plus, get a free ticket with your first play. Get in on the action. Go to jackpot.com and buy lottery tickets on your phone. Go to jackpot.com. That's jackpot.com, jackpot.com.
Paid for by jackpot.com. You must be 18 or older to order a lottery ticket. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Car wrecks can wreck your life and leave you with medical bills, lost wages, and lasting pain. That's why you should call Hilly & Solis. Hilly & Solis are former prosecutors that know how to fight and know how to win. Contact them at 210-762-6261.
Principal office in San Antonio, Texas. Message brought to you by a non-attorney spokesperson.
Texas, the Powerball jackpot is over $400 million. Buy official Texas lottery tickets right from your phone at jackpot.com. Get a free ticket with your first play. Go to jackpot.com, jackpot.com.
Paid for by jackpot.com. You must be 18 or older to order a lottery ticket. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson from R&R in the Morning. Join us mornings from 6 to 10. Grab a cup of Joe on your ride to work. Right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Welcome back into the Saturday morning hangover right here on San Antonio Sports Star. 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I'm James Pledger, joined by Jack Thompson. This NBA free agency is in full swing. Deal still happening by the minute. As we said, the Spurs made a deal earlier this morning in a three-team sign and trade with the Heat and Cavs. Now, other teams that have done things, most of it has been re-signings from what I can garner when it comes to the bigger names. You talk about Kuzma back to DC, Middleton back to Milwaukee, Rory back to the Lakers, Draymond back to Golden State, right? Everything seems back to. There were a couple of moves that people switched. You got Gabe Vincent to the Lakers. They added a lot of depth pieces.
That's a great pickup, but that also makes me think.
And Jackson Hayes this morning.
Yeah, Hayes and Hayes. Cam Reddish. If they can unlock the star that we all thought Cam Reddish was supposed to be before Tibbs completely broke him down. I mean, they're just adding old lottery picks, like past lottery picks, and if one hits, like good on them.
They just added a lot of depth around what they have, and I'm not mad about it.
But them adding Vincent, and they're retaining Schroeder, right?
No, Schroeder's on his way to Toronto. 2 years, 26,
oh, that's right.
I believe.
That's right. Schroeder's to Toronto. Man, I wonder if they're gonna keep Austin Reeves.
Yeah, that's the biggest piece for them. I wonder if Austin Reeves stays. It probably depends what he gets elsewhere on the market.
Yeah.
I know Dylan Brooks is meeting with the Rockets today. I hope he has a 13-hour layover somewhere and can't get there in time. I'm just not a big Dylan Brooks fan.
I'm not either.
And I don't think he's a good culture guy. Like, I could see how Ime would like him, though.
Yeah, I mean, he's a guy that he's one of those guys like you hate to play against, but on your team it ain't so bad until he's talking crap to LeBron. And
the biggest move was by the Rockets so far in free agency, though, is they steal Fred VanVleet, 3 years, $130 million, the first max money deal.
That's
of
a
free
lot
agency.
of money for Fred VanVleet.
But at 28, it's 3 years.
Yeah.
By 31, that contract's over. You drafted Amen Thompson, so you let him learn behind a veteran.
Yeah, it's not a bad move. Not a bad move. Fred, Jalen. Who's the three?
The three?
Yeah.
I would imagine you've got Jabari, you've got KPJ, you've got Alperen Şengün. They're still talking with Brook Lopez.
Who you think is the starting three, though? Tari?
No. Actually, if and I'm projecting that because they have the second most cap space with $25 million, I'm projecting that they do end up with Brook Lopez in an overpay similar to what they did.
So you
with
think
Fred
you start
VanVleet.
Jabari at the 3, Şengün
so.
at the 4,
I think
and
so.
Brook at the 5? I'm not mad at that.
That would be my best guess because I do believe Kevin Porter Jr. is getting moved.
Yeah, he's just
with Amen in the building. You
Yeah.
sign Fred VanVleet, like KPJ just gets moved, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
Now, the one question is, we know stars like to tease things on their social media.
Certainly.
Yesterday, Jalen Green posted a pic of him and Jaylen Brown just kind of chatting it up in the locker room after a game.
Mm-hmm.
Ime Udoka was the coach of the Celtics. We talked about this before in hypothetical possibilities with the Rockets going out and swinging a trade to land. Now, they have all the pieces. They have the picks that would be needed. It comes down to the fact, especially with the fact that I think the Supermax has gotten even bigger than we initially thought with the cap rising again.
Yep.
So now we're looking at, I believe it's like 300 and something million.
Good God.
For the
For
Supermax.
5 years. 5 years with a 6-player option.
So does Boston truly want to invest that money into a Brown Tatum pairing, especially with what they just paid Kristaps Porzingis?
Yeah. Before the finals, I was all about Jaylen Brown. Like, I wanted him to the Spurs. I was so sure that that was the move that would help us. But then after seeing his moment to be the guy,
is he that dude?
I'm not sure. Like, at this point in his career, there's no excuse for the complete fumble that he took in the finals, having his moment
in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, in the Eastern Conference Finals against the Heat in Game 7. JT goes down in the first play of the game. That's his moment to rise up to the occasion and show everyone that he can be that number one. And literally all they had to do, force him left. That was our plan the whole time. Like, we heard the Heat say that. Like, they just forced him left, and he couldn't do anything.
He couldn't do it.
He couldn't do anything about it. They didn't even throw anything special at him. They just drove him to his off-ball hand, and it completely shut down. So it's a guy that I would invest a supermax in. But there's a lot of teams that, don't have a star like that are going to do it. So
Joshua Jimenez on our YouTube live feed, which you can comment along with the show at SA Sports Star, says, does Brian Wright know that free agency started? Yes. And as we talked about in the first segment, I do believe
we were never going to do. I mean, of course.
Pop tried to tell us.
Yeah.
In Victor's opening day press conference on draft night, Pop tried to warn us this was the plan.
Yeah, we're running it with what we've got.
And we
might add.
We were blinded.
Maybe we add another, there's going to be no pieces added that are significant needle movers.
What gets us to the cap floor is going to be a Devin Vassell extension.
Yeah.
Because he's eligible for it this year.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting an extension.
Yeah.
That's going to be the move that gets us to the cap floor, period, end of story. That gets us to the 90% threshold.
Yeah.
Jay Glenn said Jaylen Brown suffers from James Harden disease in big moments.
You're not wrong.
He also said the Lakers are making good moves, but AD's health is the key.
Lakers and Suns made really good moves. I was very impressed with what the Suns did right out the gate. All they had was a bunch of
They've got 4 max guys. How do they fill out that roster? They did a pretty good job.
They did a good job. Josh Okogie, Damian Lee, Chimezie Metu, Drew Eubanks, KBD, and Yuta Watanabe. I mean, 6
for the price that they had to pay those types of guys.
They got some solid ones.
They got solid guys to fill out around their 4 maxes.
Yeah.
And you imagine they're going to stagger some of their minutes so that those.
Yeah.
It's just going to.
They've done good because, Okogie, good 3-and-D guy. Damian, solid.
Mm-hmm.
Chimezie and Drew, good rotational bigs. KBD, Swiss Army knife type guy, probably starts. And then Yuta, he was one of the best 3-point shooters in the league. So they did as best as they could. I'm impressed by that.
Up in Dallas, Kyrie and Luka, round 2.
Yeah. We'll see what it looks like.
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
They had to, right?
Yeah, they had to. Yeah, they didn't have any other option. I mean, then it would have been such a waste.
But
they didn't
can
have
you not
to,
recognize a mistake and then
they didn't
sign
have
a trade
to.
or something?
Yeah, they didn't have to, but they had to. Like,
can this work?
I think it can. It's tough. Both they have to adjust their games. And I think Kyrie has to be better about playing off the ball.
Mm-hmm.
But Luka also can't just pound the ball for 25 seconds and then give it to someone. Like,
Well, obviously, because it's a 24-second shot clock.
yeah, but they need to figure out a different offense.
If
for
he's
sure.
pounding it for 25 seconds, their offense is in big trouble.
Yeah. I think it can work because those two players are good enough to make it work, but
I know they're both good enough, but can either
put their ego aside.
Exactly,
Yeah.
because I don't think Luka can, because he's too young in the game, and Kyrie is just Kyrie.
Yeah, it's such a wild card.
So it's a lot of the ways, like Brooklyn. We saw them put 3 guys together, and there's only one I know that can check their ego enough, and that's Kevin Durant.
Mm-hmm.
To make it work, because I saw him do it in Golden State. But Harden and Kyrie, could they?
No.
And now I'm starting to wonder, does Beal Book, can they all coexist?
They definitely can, because Beal is a humble guy. He's about winning. Even in his press conference, he was like, this is Book Nation.
Yeah.
Like, I understand what I'm coming into.
And I kind of like Book Nation.
Yeah.
Book Nation is pretty dope.
So Beal, I think, is a perfect, outside of an all-star point guard, I think Beal is a great addition to that, because we've seen Beal play that lead guard role it's a lot like CJ McCollum playing the point guard.
But I've seen him play off ball.
Yeah, he can do both. And the thing is, KD and Book can also kind of do both.
So who are your early winners and losers then?
Well, I think the early winners are definitely the Suns and the Lakers.
Yeah.
They did a lot of really good things. Losers, I feel like the Heat, I don't know. I mean,
what the plan is?
Yeah, maybe they're hoping for Dame, but I don't know how they get him at this point.
I look at the Oladipo trade, creating that trade exception.
And not chasing Vincent, not chasing Strus.
That screams we're making a play for Dame, right?
Yeah, it screams it. So that's their only option to remain what they were last season, because they lost 2 of their biggest contributors.
Because I look at Portland, if I'm Dame Lillard, you gave Jeremy Grant, who I like,
he's
160?
He's a solid.
That's a loser. Portland's a loser.
Portland is a loser, big time. Yeah, Portland is a loser in this so far. Who else? Who else has not looked very good so
Mario
far?
Cavazos wondering if Stevens and Osman are staying.
Yeah, CD's definitely staying.
I think so too.
I don't know about
I think he
Lamar
does.
Stevens.
I mean, it's just a piece.
Yeah. Man, we have Seti and CD.
CD. I mean,
we have literally.
Can we go find another one?
Yeah. Seti and CD on the same team. That's hilarious. Probably playing in the same 5.
Cavazos said the Rockets are giving stupid money to mid-level players like Fred VanVleet. Look, VanVleet, you have to overpay when you're.
Yeah.
There are certain teams you have to pay to get people to come.
Yeah.
The Rockets had to pay. They wanted veteran presence to help teach Amen Thompson, who was just a kid, but B, it's 43.
People sleep on Fred VanVleet.
They do.
This dude was undrafted. Like, he's arguably the best undrafted player of all time.
He's the first one to get a max.
Yeah, like Fred VanVleet,
first $100 million undrafted free agent.
Yeah, he's nothing but a winner. Like Wichita State, straight up baller winner, and he came in undrafted. He got a ring. Like, this dude is a very valuable NBA player that is nothing but a winner and a leader. Like,
Ime wants him for the culture,
yeah,
to help develop.
He's a good piece
and to lead. And here's the best thing. It's a 3-year deal.
Yeah.
So by year 4, when it's an expiring deal, is a piece they can either move or when Amen Thompson is ready to take the lead, you can move him to the bench.
Yeah.
Like, I don't hate the Fred VanVleet contract.
And when you're a young team with no stars, you've got to overpay.
Yes.
There's nothing to draw people to you because most players of that caliber want to go and win.
It is the same tax the Spurs will have to pay until they're good like they were back in the day when you can get guys ring chasing at the end of their careers.
Ergo Michael Finley.
Exactly. I mean, it's the exact same thing. Jay Glenn says VanVleet reminds him of Jalen Brunson from the Knicks. I get where he's going.
Yeah.
It's the same.
In the leader aspect, Brunson younger, different game, but yeah.
Yeah.
Similar,
I get where he's going in terms of you paid a lot of money to a guy that you don't think deserves a lot of money, but then he goes to the Knicks and kind of proves that.
No, I knew Brunson was a hooper. Yeah.
656 ESPN 656 3776. We're going to take a break. When we come back, though, Dallas Cowboys, we are less than a month away from training camp in Oxnard, baby. You happy?
Yes, I want fantasy football back so bad.
Oh, I've got leagues like already sending out reminders. I've already done my draft in my dynasty league.
That's
like
wild.
I'm so
You've
excited.
done your dynasty draft already.
Well, the draft was done, so we're just drafting rookies, so it made sense.
Yeah, dang, I need to hit up my dynasty league when we can do that because I've done so many mocks. I just get bored and I'm like, just do a mock real quick.
What's the biggest storyline as we head into the Cowboys' upcoming season? We're going to discuss it next right here on the Saturday Morning Hangover on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM and sasportstar.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Listen up, Texas. The Powerball jackpot is over $400 million, and you can now buy official state lottery games right from your phone with Jackpot.com. Get in on the action right now and buy official Powerball, Mega Millions, and Lotto Texas tickets with Jackpot.com. Just choose your favorite lottery game, pick your lucky numbers, and get your winnings instantly. Plus, right now, get a free lottery ticket with your first play.
I love playing the lottery, and Jackpot.com makes it so easy because you can buy all your tickets right from your phone.
Jackpot.com notifies me right away if I win. It's safe and secure, and I never have to worry about losing my lottery tickets again.
This is the greatest thing ever. I can buy tickets right on my phone for Powerball, Lotto Texas, and other lottery games while I'm sitting on my couch at home.
Don't wait. Go to Jackpot.com and buy lottery tickets on your phone. Plus, right now, get a free lottery ticket with your first play. Go to Jackpot.com. That's Jackpot.com. Jackpot.com.
Paid for by Jackpot.com. You must be 18 or older to order a lottery ticket. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
When you can find everything you need at prices you can afford, that's totally Target. It's that feeling when quality Good and Gather ingredients on the barbecue bring family around the table. Or when favorite day after practice snacks let you celebrate the whole team for less. It's when saving more on Up & Up sunscreen means more fun in the sun. And when Target Circle Rewards program gives you more perks on what you buy most and is always free to join, that's totally Target.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you know that these days, generating growth is a challenge. By teaming with Bank of America, you'll not just stay ahead of the curve, you'll move it. With access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2023 Bank of America, N.A.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing in me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new place. Nothing is every day.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Ribs, burgers, chicken. Submit what you grilled or smoked, and you could win a $50 gift card from Tri-County Meat Market.
So good and tasty?
Grilling with a Blitz.
Always going for it, never punt. 4th down, last call, Hail Mary, Prescott, touchdown,
Welcome back into the Saturday Morning Hangover right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. James Pledger, Jack Thompson, we're taking you till 11 o'clock. The Dallas Cowboys are just about a month away from NFL training camp. A little less now. I think we will end up going out there on the 30th, and they start about a week before that. So 3-4 weeks away from the start of training camp. And this is kind of the dead period in terms of football, but there's never really a dead period in football. No. So what is the biggest storyline as we head into Dallas Cowboys training camp? Is it Mike McCarthy? I think it's Mike McCarthy calling plays. You move off of one of the best offensive coordinators in football in terms of, statistics.
Yeah.
They ran the ball great. Mike did initiate it. Kellen Moore had them in the top 10 in rushing this year. They have been a top 10 offense.
Mm-hmm.
They were number 1 the year before that.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott's thrown for as many yards as humanly possible each year when healthy.
Mm-hmm.
What's it look like under Mike McCarthy?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot of storylines coming into the year for sure. But yeah, it's probably Mike. The Dak deal, if you don't extend him, it becomes much easier to get out from under the contract next year. What do you do with Trey? What happens with Biotish, Terrence Steele, Tyron Smith? You got Trayvon Diggs. We know that Trey and Stephon want to play together. Do you re-sign Gilmore and Brandon Cooks? Like, there's a lot
of money.
And then,
but that's next year's problem.
Yeah.
Those are problems. Like, they can do extensions this year.
Yeah.
But technically those are next year problems. Like, they could extend them and get it done ahead of time and get ahead of, put the cart before the horse and kind of jump out in front of things. But that's not really the Cowboys' way. How many times do they take care of things in advance?
You got Tony Pollard.
Now that's one that actually could, because July 17th is the deadline to get a deal done, or he has to play out the season on the franchise tag at $10.1 million.
Which is, but I feel like Tony Pollard, if he's smart, is reading the room.
I think he's reading the room too. And
just get that, smaller contract, but for more years. Yeah.
I was going to talk about this at 10:30, but since you're taking us there, I'm going to go there now. Tony Pollard reading the room, right?
Yeah.
So there's kind of a lot that we have to understand about that and how important he is. And Diana Rossini talked about Tony Pollard's importance to the Dallas Cowboys earlier this week on Get Up.
I actually think Tony Pollard is the most important factor on this offense. We got to see how he recovers, right? If he's going to be healthy. But there were moments after I had several conversations with different defensive coordinators that faced the Dallas Cowboys last season, It was always about Pollard's ability. I had one coach even say to me, he looked like Christian McCaffrey at times. That's how good he was playing. And when he was rolling, this Cowboys team was rolling. So he really has become one of the integral parts of this offense.
One of the most important pieces of that offense this past year. And you're right. When he was rolling, they were rolling.
Yeah. I mean, last year he was a home run play waiting to happen.
And we saw on the NFL Network Top 100 teaser. They did a teaser for the Top 100. They do it every year. Don't worry about it. It's not on the hotkey page. But Saquon Barkley was talking about he's one of his favorite backs to watch in the NFL right now. He's complete, and people don't give him credit for that. The way he presses the hole, Jonathan Allen was talking very glowingly about him as he is respected around the league.
Yeah. He can do everything. Catches it in the backfield, catches it down the seam, busts through the middle.
The problem becomes, though, much like in the NFC title or in the NFC divisional round game against San Francisco, what's behind him. And Shereen Williams of Pro Football Talk, this is from not this week, but last week. She was talking about the depth behind Tony Pollard.
I was looking at the Browns yesterday, and Mary Kay Cabot of Cleveland.com had said, well, the Browns want to sign a third running back, but they don't want to pay big money, and they're not going to get one of those big name backs. So they have Nick Chubb, so that makes sense. But I started looking at their depth chart behind him. They really have nobody else with much experience behind Nick Chubb. This is going to be his team, his time. And he had over 300 carries last season, but I think Tony Pollard's probably going to be in that same category. It's going to be the same deal when you look behind him. How much can you trust those guys behind Tony Pollard? In my mind, not very much. Maybe they'll get a chance to prove themselves in the preseason and in some early regular season action, but I don't see anybody on that roster behind Tony Pollard who you're going to count on at crunch time. It's going to be Tony Pollard's show unless they sign somebody else, sign a veteran back to come in and help him out. It's going to be his show. He gets his chance to shine, and he'll get his chance to make some money.
656 ESPN 210-656-3776. You can always reach out, call us, text us. Mike called us. He's talking about some of the top issues that the Cowboys have going into the season. Mike, welcome into the Saturday Morning Hangover.
Hey, good morning, guys, and go Central Catholic. So
yes,
first,
love that.
Number 3, that I would say I agree with you on the Tony Pollard, but / third down, no Zeke blocking. The first time you have a third down that you've got to convert to a first down and somebody misses a block, problems. 2, they've put all their eggs in the Dak basket, which I think they have to do. And now it's up to him. And I agree with y'all. This is maybe a make or break year, right? To where if we don't have success, they're moving on. But one, to me, has your offense kept up with the Philadelphia defense? And as a loyal Cowboy fan, I'm voting no, boys. I want to hear what y'all have to say. Thanks. Love the show. Have a great morning.
Appreciate the phone call, Mike. I think all of those are valid.
Yeah, absolutely.
Concerns.
I would say to his last one, have we kept up?
I think they've kept up. I think
yeah.
the Cooks and Gilmore, and then the re-signing of Van Der Esch and Wilson,
everyone,
and even Hankins.
Yeah.
I think those show that they have kept up. This is more than they've done in any offseason in some time.
I think the Eagles losing both of their coordinators is being far overlooked. That's huge.
I think it's the respect that Brian Johnson has as a quarterback's coach and the next offensive coordinator. Like, he was being looked at by teams as an offensive coordinator this offseason.
Yeah.
It just happened to happen that Shane Steichen left that allowed him to take the job in Philly. Now, on the defensive side of things, I get
huge. But they lose Gardner Johnson, big piece in their secondary. And they lost who's the pass rush? They lost a big pass rush guy too. So I think
went to the 49ers.
Yeah. So I think you look at both rosters on paper, it's equal, I would say. Hargrave, thank you. Javon Hargrave.
Javon Hargrave ends up in San Francisco, and of course, Miles Sanders is in Carolina.
Yeah, like they've lost a lot.
And
they added Rashad Penny and Swift, but when was the last time we saw either of those guys play a full season?
When we come back, I want to get a little bit further into this because we talk about the loss of Miles Sanders with the Eagles and Tony Pollard going into his franchise tag.
Mm-hmm.
There's a corollary there on what to expect, and could we possibly see a Tony Pollard deal get done by that July 17th deadline? That's next right here on the Saturday Morning Hangover on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM and SASportsStar.com.
It's R&R in the morning.
Monday on R&R in the morning, the NBA free agency frenzy is underway. Did the Spurs make that splash surprise that Brian Windhorst told us about? Where's James Harden going? Where's Kyrie going? And where's all those middle-of-the-road glue guys going to land? Also, what are you guys putting on the grill on Tuesday? We want to know.
It's your wake-up call. R&R in the morning, 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis or candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Rizza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing and me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new place. Nothing is every day.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. And in the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. The crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. 800-497-9090. That's 800-497-9090. 800-497-9090.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Texas, the Powerball jackpot is over $400 million, and you can now buy official Texas lottery tickets right from your phone with jackpot.com. Go to jackpot.com, choose your lottery game, pick your lucky numbers, and get your winnings instantly. Plus, get a free ticket with your first play. Get in on the action. Go to jackpot.com and buy lottery tickets on your phone. Go to jackpot.com. That's jackpot.com, jackpot.com.
Paid for by jackpot.com. You must be 18 or older to order a lottery ticket. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Texas, the Powerball jackpot is over $400 million. Buy official Texas lottery tickets right from your phone at jackpot.com. Get a free ticket with your first play. Go to jackpot.com, jackpot.com.
Paid for by jackpot.com. You must be 18 or older to order a lottery ticket. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
He's 7 feet 5 inches of greatness.
I'm trying to be the best.
He's Victor Wembanyama. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Back on the Saturday Morning Hangover here on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM, SASportsStar.com. Yes, we have been talking Dallas Cowboys. The training camp is just a little under a month away. And of course, don't forget, San Antonio Sports Star will be your home live from Oxnard, California. Thanks to AA, Best Bail Bonds, Texas Cheer Liquor, and more. That is coming up here at the end of the month. But we're talking about the Cowboys, kind of their issues, what you think this season is going to be in terms of how we should project looking forward, some possible issues that they could have, because we talked ad nauseum about how great their offseason's been. Just throwing our flowers because they deserve
They've
them.
killed it, yeah.
But it can't all be flowers and roses. We have to look at the good and the bad, and things can go wrong. Mario Cavasso says Hunter Lepke will be the next great running back behind Pollard. Remember that name. I know that name. He's a fullback.
He's a fullback.
I don't think he's going to be the. I don't need
right there.
I don't need Peyton Hillis.
That's
okay.
It's literally we drafted him for pass pro, but I do like the idea of a fullback running in front of Tony Pollard. Yeah,
I do too. But we were talking about the Eagles, what they have lost, Miles Sanders being one of the things they've lost. And he was on Rich Eisen this week. And he spoke to basically what Tony Pollard's going to learn the hard way, which is the difficulty about being a running back in the NFL right now.
This is a big topic that I've been seeing. And basically, I seen what Saquon said, and basically he hit it spot on. You know, it's nothing that we're doing wrong. We're doing everything that we have to do. You know, as far as on the field and stuff like that. And for people, and I think GMs or whatever owners to think that running backs are not as valued as much is a lie. Because you got to see how everything plays out. You got to see what guys like Christian McCaffrey, stuff he does. Things that Saquon do, the things that Josh Jacobs do consistently each year. I think Josh is probably the most consistent back in the league right now, as far as like stats and you know, his load and what he produces each and every year. But you want to franchise tag and, you know, create a certain I guess market for a running back just because you have this, you know, way of thinking that they only last 3 to 4 years. So, but I think it's BS, honestly. There's a lot of almost every running back in the league is underpaid right now. I don't know what's going to take, but I don't know. But that's a topic that needs to be, you know, brought up a little bit more because it sucks to be a running back right now, honestly.
I don't disagree with anything you just said.
No lies detected, right?
Running backs are supremely undervalued. They have the hardest workload in the NFL.
See, I don't think they're undervalued.
They're undervalued in terms of pay.
Okay. I can get behind because the
team is like huge.
I believe the team understands the value of a running back.
Yeah.
The problem is supply and demand.
Yes.
There is.
Yeah. The problem is you get a 7th round pick that comes in and he produces as much as one of the top tier running backs in the NFL
every year.
And you're like, what? Why do we pay? Why would we pay?
Which is why you see quarterbacks get paid what they are, because we can't find 32 that are worth starting.
Yes.
And so they're overpaid because their value is so much higher.
Yeah.
And a running back you can find almost anywhere.
Yes.
Look, Tyler Algier came out last year and they still drafted freaking Bijan Robinson.
Pacheco, literally a 7th round guy, a 3rd day pick. And he comes in and he's the best back on a team and, you know, an integral cog in the.
And by the way, Mario Cavasso said out of the park. They don't have a freaking kicker. That's their biggest issue.
But, you know.
Go get Robbie Gould. As soon as training camp starts, go get Robbie Gould and just put everything to bed. Now, Sanders also talked about going through free agency this year. And going through free agency this year, there was a clear idea in place of what running backs were worth.
Yeah,
just to really try to get a deal done, because I know that the numbers were dropping literally daily as soon as free agency started. And once they made the market $10 million, you know, it was very hard to even negotiate anything more than that or get like a deal that, you know, everybody's been dreaming of, the Christian McCaffrey deals, the Alvin Kamara deals, you know. But, you know, it is what it is. It makes me hungrier, you know. I'm going to still go and do what I do each and every year and hopefully force a new contract. So,
I mean,
every single day his value went down.
Yeah, but also, like, Sanders,
he's a really good running back.
He's solid. but he ain't, he ain't tier 1.
He ain't Saquon.
Yeah, he ain't tier 1. He tier 2, I'd say, yeah, tier 2, but he ain't a tier 1 RB, so I feel like he's definitely underpaid, but not by a huge amount.
Which is why I don't think Tony Pollard gets a deal done.
You think he plays on the tag?
$10.1 million. That is guaranteed, full, up front. Whatever you get past that is what, at best, 7, 8, 9 million a year.
Yeah.
So play out the season on the tag and then go get that money. That's going to be less than if that's what they're paying.
But yeah, for sure.
It's just economics. Like, get the most I can this year, re-enter next year. Maybe the running back market goes up again and I can cash in there. And even if it doesn't, I got my 10.
Yeah.
So from there, I can go down.
Fair.
But make sure I get the most first and then continue on. I don't think Tony Pollard gets a deal done by the 17th, personally.
Yeah.
Because what would be the incentive? Let's say he gets 3 years, 28 million.
Okay.
21 guaranteed, maybe?
What if, like, never would want this to happen, but what if it's a bad year for him as the only RB?
Sure.
And then he's, after this 10, he gets 5 instead of 8. Like, he
Sure.
gets, he gets a $20 million deal instead of a, $34 million deal.
You bet on yourself,
Yeah,
right?
no, I mean, yeah.
I mean, we've seen multiple people bet on this. We've seen it work and we've seen it not work.
Yeah.
In both instances. But you have to have that belief. And he's how many years have we clamored for Tony Pollard should be out snapping Zeke Elliott?
Several seasons.
Exactly. Yeah. So finally it happened. Now it is his show.
Yeah.
Why would he not think he's not going to put on a show?
No, I think he will, but I'm just saying in terms of...
Does he put on a show, though, that makes the Cowboys sign him long-term in terms of the big deal? The McCaffrey, the Kamaras, the $10 to $15 million a year.
That's tough. I feel like probably not, but he could.
Would it be wise for the Cowboys? Because we talk about cap economics, supply and demand. Like, would it be smart for the Cowboys, knowing all the contracts we've talked about to this point, coming down the pike with CD and Dak's new extension, which is going to be massive, by the way, upwards of $50 million, I believe. Trayvon, Micah in a couple of years, Biotish, Steele.
Terrence Steele, yeah. Probably not.
Trayvon, Stephon.
Yeah.
Cooks.
Probably not. Is what I would think.
Can you dedicate that amount of money to that position?
If you want to keep a well-balanced and rounded team, no.
What say you, 656 ESPN, 656-3776. Jack Thompson, at Jack_Thompson33 on Twitter. I am at I Am Pledger. You're locked into the Saturday Morning Hangover right here on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM and SASportsStar.com.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter. Locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2023 Bank of America, N.A.
O'Reilly Auto Parts provides more than just the right parts for your repair. Our professional parts people can also offer free check engine light diagnosis. We can scan your vehicle and provide a list of possible fixes. Find the right parts for you or recommend a great local repair shop. Don't ignore your check engine light. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Listen up, Texas. The Powerball jackpot is over $400 million. And you can now buy official state lottery games right from your phone with jackpot.com. Get in on the action right now and buy official Powerball, Mega Millions, and Lotto Texas tickets with jackpot.com. Just choose your favorite lottery game, pick your lucky numbers, and get your winnings instantly. Plus, right now, get a free lottery ticket with your first play.
I love playing the lottery, and jackpot.com makes it so easy because you can buy all your tickets right from your phone.
Jackpot.com notifies me right away if I win. It's safe and secure, and I never have to worry about losing my lottery tickets again.
This is the greatest thing ever. I can buy tickets right on my phone for Powerball, Lotto Texas, and other lottery games while I'm sitting on my couch at home.
Don't wait. Go to jackpot.com and buy lottery tickets on your phone. Plus, right now, get a free lottery ticket with your first play. Go to jackpot.com. That's jackpot.com. Jackpot.com.
Paid for by jackpot.com. You must be 18 or older to order a lottery ticket. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
KTFM Floresville. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for the Aggies. James Pledger, Jack Thompson, the Saturday Morning Hangover.
Welcome into the Saturday Morning Hangover right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. Jack Thompson riding along with me, James Pledger, Edwin Hafner producing. If you want to be a part of the show, multiple ways for you to do that. 656-ESPN, 656-3776. You can call or text to the San Antonio Sports Star phone lines, or you can get us on Twitter. I am at I am Pledger. He is at Jack_Thompson33. And of course, on YouTube Live, you can search YouTube SA Sports Star, subscribe, like, and comment along with the show. Jack, Joshua Jimenez says Pledge is right. Teams are valuing the running backs differently. They view him as a position you can draft and get good production during their rookie contracts, which, you know,
yeah,
it's the best way to go about it. If you have to allocate money and there's a salary cap and you can't spend over the salary cap like you can in the NBA with the luxury tax or in Major League Baseball, you have to allocate importance and where you spend your money. And most teams say running back's valuable. I need to allocate to that position just differently.
Yeah.
And the best way to allocate to that position, because you can translate right away.
I mean, yeah, just look at the Eagles last year. Their entire running back room was making like a combined $10 million.
Yeah, it was Sanders. It was Kenneth Gainwell.
Boston Scott. They were all making like $2 million or less a year.
They're paying more this year.
Yeah. We'll see about that.
But you got to figure out what's important to you, where that money is being allocated. And a lot of people are allocating it to quarterbacks and receivers right now.
Yeah,
the Cowboys are about to have to allocate it to a receiver.
Yeah,
rumors are you're looking at like $25 million per year for that receiver.
It's just what receivers number one's going for nowadays.
So,
hey, better to sign CD now than after we see Jamar Chase and Jettas get their contracts.
But the Cowboys aren't really on the forward thinking. Like, how many times did we? Me and you talked about it.
Yeah.
While Dak was going through they sign him before these others get their deal done, and next thing you know, they have to pay him $40 million a season instead of 32 because they waited. We see it all the time with the Dallas Cowboys and their contracts in terms of waiting to pay until it's too late.
Yeah.
And I do believe that's going to happen again. I believe Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert will likely both get their deals done before Dak Prescott does again, which is going to elevate Dak Prescott's value
a lot.
CeeDee Lamb's already behind the 8 ball in terms of Devontae and Tyreek Hill getting their big deals. But if Jefferson and Chase get their deals too, all of a sudden, that market's pretty set.
Because those are the 1 and 2 in the league.
Yeah. And if you're at 20, 28, 29 with Tyreek and Devontae, I imagine that number is close to 30 with those two, which means CD's probably looking at over 25 once that happens, just to get him near the ballpark. Not, he's going to be in the neighborhood. He's going to buy a house down the street, obviously. But he's in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
So it's allocation of money in a salary cap world. And how do you best allocate it? Well, when you can find positions easier through the draft and pay them cheaper, that's the best way to go about it. Now, that's why they always say is best to build a team with a quarterback on a rookie contract. Once that's gone, you have to figure out if you've got that guy, and if you've got that guy, how do you best build around that guy? What pieces and parts do you put around them?
Yeah.
Well, you've got 2 of those dudes now. One of them's being paid, one of them isn't. One of them's about to, though. Micah Parsons is going to be that other dude that's going to command upwards of $30 million.
Yes.
By the time his contract comes due, and Nick Bosa is about to get a contract, by the way. They're already talking about his deal. So, and I imagine it's going to fall in line with TJ Watt, Aaron Donald, and Nick Bosa when all's said and done.
Has to.
Look, the Cowboys have a ton of decisions that they have to make in the coming season.
Yeah.
Running back's the least of them. And Cavasso says Steven will probably offer 5 years, $45 million to Tony Pollard.
Yeah.
It's too much to allocate to the position, in my opinion.
It's a lot.
Hell, even if you get him on the cheap at like $7 million a year. Do you?
It's tough, man, because like we said, there's so many guys that we have to worry about re-signing.
I mean, Tyler Biadasz is a fantastic center in this league.
Pro bowler.
He's going to get top end center money.
Yeah.
You figure?
Yeah. See how Terrence Steele looks if he returns to form.
You imagine he is?
Yeah. Trey Diggs, I mean, one of the best cornerbacks. It's
not talked about, but I do think Terrence Steele is probably one of those casualties.
Yeah. Totally see that.
Like if we're talking about who's possibly in and out, Pollard's probably out. I could put Steele on that side of the ledger too.
Yeah.
In terms, because you're paying Zach Martin top of the market money, right? You're paying Tyron Smith. You're gonna have to pay
Tyler Smith.
Well, no, I mean you've got time on him. That's the one guy in your line you're not gonna be paying. Like, how many positions on the line can you pay near top of market value at the same time? And Terrence Steele is gonna make some money.
Yeah.
Like, if he hits the market, he's going to make so it comes down to, do players want to take a little less and stay in Dallas? And some may want to.
Yeah. Hopefully.
But a lot of it's going to come to, like, the tackle market is just, it's up there.
Yeah.
And so I think Terrence Steele, while he won't be top of the market, you're going to see him get 15, probably.
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, 15 and put him in the top 10.
Yeah, it would definitely put him in the top 10. 10 to 15 is what he's going to command for sure.
I think so. And there's no reason he shouldn't. He played fantastic up until his injury. So
Yeah.
he comes back, plays well this season. I imagine he'll have all the leverage that he'll need going into free agency. Joshua Jimenez says on our YouTube live feed that Jerry doesn't mind overpaying, though. People are going to talk about Jerry and how he likes to spend on his players. Jerry likes that. Yes, and Jerry likes to keep their own guys in the building. They'd rather pay their own guys than going out and spending in free agency. And that's the status quo for them. And as you look at, they didn't do that this year either. They traded for a couple of guys, and then those guys' deals were fair market value for them to trade for. They weren't top of the market guys. But
we retained everybody else.
You retained everybody else.
Yeah.
Leighton Vander Esch, John Wilson, Jonathan
Kearse.
Hankins, J-Ron Kearse. You retained your own.
Yeah.
They like to draft and develop, and that's their status quo.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to try and retain as many of their pieces as they can. I just don't think that all of them are sustainable.
No.
Unfortunately, but that's a good thing.
Yeah, that means you've got good guys coming up behind them.
That means you've been drafting extremely well.
And we have. I mean, I expect huge things from Jabril Cox, Deron Bland, Damon Clark. Yeah. Israel, he looked really good. Yeah, he looked really good at the end of the season. I mean, I think Mozzie Smith's going to show out. We've already seen how much Osa Osigizua has, grown. I think Sam Williams is going to play a big role this year.
Sam's going to be huge, I think.
Yeah, so we have been drafting really well, I think. So that's a good thing.
No, she didn't say Jalen Tolbert's name.
It's hard to say. I think if he even sees the field, he's like,
it's a win.
Yeah, he didn't even see him last year. Hopefully we get a big jump from him. I've heard good things about what he's done.
I have.
It's just hard to
And he is working with Cooks.
Yeah, so it's just hard to say anything
until you see it.
Yeah, at least we've seen all these guys play and make steady steps throughout the season. We saw literally nothing from Tolbert. So if there's anything, it's a jump.
And that's fair.
Yeah.
He is Jack Thompson. I'm James Pledger. You're locked into the Saturday morning hangover here on San Antonio Sports Star. Of course, you can be a part of the conversation. 656 ESPN 210-656-3776 on the San Antonio Sports Star guest lines. Give us a call or text, whatever you prefer.
Yeah. Hit us Twitter, on the text line
at Jack_Thompson33. I am at I am Pledger. And of course, you can always watch us on YouTube at SA Sports Star. Like, subscribe, and you can comment along with the show. When we come back, though, NBA free agency is in full swing.
Yes.
Teams have been making moves left and right. A lot of people trying to retain most of their own players, but a couple of players have new zip codes. Who's winning and who's losing in free agency? And could the Texas rivalries be back? Jack and I discuss next right here on the Saturday Morning Hangover on San Antonio Sports Star 941 FM and SASportsStar.com.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Monday on The Blitz, of course, we're going to have the latest NBA free agency news. Who's going where? Who's coming to San Antonio? What are the rumors? We'll have it all for you on Monday. I don't know what time we start. Some point after the Texas Rangers game. Maybe 4:30. We'll see you on The Blitz.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Car wrecks can wreck your life. They can leave you with medical bills, lost wages. Most importantly, they can leave you with lasting pain. That's why you should call Hilly & Solis. Hey, guys, it's Rudy J, and I'm here to tell you about Hilly & Solis. They're former prosecutors that know how to fight and know how to win. They're going to listen to your story and guide you through the legal process. They want to get you all the compensation you deserve. Insurance companies have their own interests in mind, so you have to keep that in mind. And their goal is to settle that claim as fast as possible for as little money as possible, but you deserve more, and Hilly & Solis understands that. Compensation for your injuries, your medical bills, lost wages, and pain and suffering. It's so important, though, that you act quickly after the car wreck. Evidence disappears, Memories fade and statutes of limitations may apply. So call them right now for your free, no obligation consultation right now. 210-762-6261. That's 210-762-61. 210-762-6261.
Principal office in San Antonio, Texas. Message brought to you by a non-attorney spokesperson.
Response to Diamonds Direct's amazing finance offer has been off the charts, so we're extending it through this Saturday. You can go into the holiday weekend with some new bling and spread your payments over as long as 5 years with special financing, or save up to $5,000 on the spot. It's our best finance offer ever and our most aggressive pricing. Fine jewelry has never been more affordable, but this amazing offer ends this Saturday and will not be extended. Only at Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion. Details and more at diamondsdirect.com on approved credit.
Texas, the Powerball jackpot is over $400 million, and you can now buy official Texas lottery tickets right from your phone with jackpot.com. Go to jackpot.com, choose your lottery game, pick your lucky numbers, and get your winnings instantly. Plus, get a free ticket with your first play. Get in on the action. Go to jackpot.com and buy lottery tickets on your phone. Go to jackpot.com. That's jackpot.com, jackpot.com.
Paid for by jackpot.com. You must be 18 or older to order a lottery ticket. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Tonight at Dive Bar, 6422 Babcock gets another Tejano Saturday featuring Daniel Lopez y Aventura. Enjoy $3 Bud Light, $4 domestics, $4 Tito's, and $5 Jameson. Plus, the kitchen's open till midnight. Dive Bar, 6422 Babcock, a free rides venue.
Hey, Dr. Phil here. You know, I help people solve difficult problems every day, but one problem has me stumped: childhood hunger. Nearly 16 million children in America struggle with it. Luckily, the Feeding America network of local food banks collects surplus food, giving hope to hungry children and their families. But they need your help. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
By the 6th grade, many girls lose interest in math and science, so it's up to parents to help keep their dreams alive. Go to girlsgotech.org.
A public service announcement brought to you by Girl Scouts of USA and Ad Council.
When traveling to the coast, make sure you bring along the guys from 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Listen anywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Welcome back to San Antonio Sports Star. This is the Saturday Morning Hangover. I'm James Pledger. That's Jack Thompson. Our rate limit is not exceeded here.
Something's going on with my Twitter.
I don't understand what rate limit exceeded on Twitter means. I've never seen that.
Yeah, I've never seen that either.
But it's not exceeded here on San Antonio Sports Star. We've got the big stick. You can catch us all the way out to South Austin, out near Luling.
Where do I stick my meter?
Joe.
You had a stick. I mean, it was just fun.
That's all-timer one-liners right there.
I mean, they give me a lot of good content on the Blitz. So, NBA free agency's in full swing. And look, the Spurs, they didn't do much, but I don't think they were trying to do much.
No, we
Pop
weren't.
told us during the draft day press conference, as soon as they picked Wemby, he had a press conference. The draft hadn't even finished. The first round's still going on. Pop's talking, and he's talking about, you know, in the first year with Tim, you know, see what's around him and then go from there. And then he talks about exciting to pair these young guys with Wemby. So what do? They re-sign Trey Jones, 2 years, $20 million. They re-sign Champagny, 4 years, $12 million.
Yeah.
They go and get, okay, so it's Seti and Seti. So Seti Osman from the Cavs in a 3-team deal that landed Max Strus up in Cleveland.
Yeah.
They're near the cap floor, and I believe the move that gets them to the cap floor is going to be a Devin Vassell extension sometime before the start of the season.
Yep.
They did exactly what they told us that they were going to do. We just weren't listening. But I'm excited because this team did look good when fully healthy. Last year was orchestrated. Chris Summers says the Spurs need something. What's something?
We don't really need anything.
I think they need a big.
Well, yeah, we need a big, but
I like Zach Collins.
We've got Zach and Charles. I would go get Thomas Bryant for the cheap. Thomas Bryant, Mo Bamba.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I can't. I'm using my phone to do this. But
no, I printed us out something.
No, I want
Mason Plumlee, Brooke Lopez, Christian Wood, kind of the top available bigs.
I don't want Christian Wood. I think me and my friends, we talk about what the Spurs could do
What about
literally
Reed up
every
in,
day.
Philadelphia?
Paul Reed, I thought
did he sign?
I think they extended him something.
okay.
Yeah, I want to say that they did.
I mean, that's the one. Like, if you had to positionally break it down, what's one thing they need? I would go big to protect Victor.
Yeah,
that's literally all I would look for.
Yeah, they extended him the qualifying offer to. I mean,
But it's just a QO. He's a
Yeah.
restricted free agent. You can make a move on him.
Yeah, but Paul Reed, he's only 6'9".
Yeah.
I want a big banger. Someone to. Yes, need Chris Summers. Yes, need to be making playoffs and stop being cheap.
I mean, why?
Yeah,
I mean, what's the point? Like, you're putting pieces around an unknown.
Yeah.
So why not see what that unknown is and then how best to build around him? Like, you have an idea of what he is, but we don't know what he is in the NBA.
Yeah.
We don't know what his skill set is, how it translates, and why not see what that is before investing money that ties you up future moves?
Yeah.
They're cap flexible in the future because of what they're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, to me, look, I think that this team was better than expected or than showed last year.
Yeah,
Last year
far
was
better.
orchestrated.
We got Zach Collins sitting games because he had a paper cut on his finger.
He had surgery on that paper cut, by the way.
That had to have been more than what kind of paper cut was that? That's insane. But yeah, I mean, I'm so curious as to what the starting five is gonna be.
Well, if you ask me right now,
it's
Trey Jones,
Trey Devin. Is
Trey
it
Devin,
Jeremy or Keldon?
I think it's. I think
I'd go. Jeremy. But
I would go Jeremy, but I think it's going to be Keldon because Jeremy, A, super coachable.
Yeah.
B, has really relished in that 6-man role before at Baylor.
Yeah, fair. So Trey, Devin, Keldon, Jeremy, Collins.
No, Victor Collins.
No, yeah. I mean, Trey, Devin. Yeah, that's what I mean. Trey, Devin, Keldon, Victor, Zach.
I think so.
Yeah, and then you're running Malachi.
Unless.
Jeremy, Devontae, CD. Yeah, so yeah.
Joey Fernandez, it was that Japanese fighting paper. Cuts can be brutal. Look, the one thing they could do that could surprise all of us, Trey Jones comes off the bench.
Yeah. That's what I've been saying.
And your starting five is just an amorphous of all guys that can handle the rock anyway.
1 through 4, you grab it.
Devin, Keldon, Jeremy, Victor,
you get
Zach.
Yeah, but Zach doesn't grab it and go. But
no, he was the one guy in that 5 that can't.
Yeah. So, that's what I want. I want to start those 5. I want to be super big, super switchable. And then Malachi and Trey come off the pine as the, when we need, when Pop decides we need a point guard in there. But that's a lot of guards off the bench, man.
It is.
Malachi, Devontae, and Trey all off the bench.
Oh, don't forget about Blake.
And Blake, yeah. It's a lot of guard. That's why I feel Trey's probably going to start. But I would.
But you got Seti, you've got Dougie, you've got Jeremy Stevens, who, according to Mario Cavazos,
Lamar
Cavs
Stevens.
Twitter's more upset about losing Stevens than they were Seti.
I mean, they're, Lamar Stevens, very prolific scorer, I believe out of Penn State.
Yes, he is out of Penn State.
So he hasn't done a whole lot in the NBA.
He's averaged 5 points a game in limited minutes.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
I've always been a fan of
a lot
Seti
like
Osman.
Julian, though.
Yeah.
Maybe he makes the most getting actual run. He
Will
makes the
he
most
get
of his
actual run, though? I don't know.
It depends. Injuries are a thing.
Injuries are a thing.
I mean, to think you're going to be completely healthy throughout the course of a season
It's stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we got a lot of easily rotational guys on the team that can do a lot. A lot of Swiss Army knives on the team.
Speaking of injuries, though, Victor Wembanyama, and I am constantly impressed by this man's maturity, foresight, and just he is so much more grown than any 19-year-old I've ever known in my entire life.
He's been groomed for this his entire life.
It's one thing to be groomed for it. It's another thing to actually put all of that into motion.
Yeah.
And he is just wise beyond his years.
Yeah.
And a lot was made about Summer League coming out of the thing, going into the FIBAs, and then into the season. And he decided he was not going to play in the FIBA World Cup this year.
Yeah, 2 years straight of basketball is
citing possibly playing 170 or more games in a 2-year stretch after the Mets 92 season and everything that's going to happen. And at his first post-practice media availability this week, he spoke to the decision that went into not playing in the FIBAs this year.
Yeah.
It's I had a long season with the Mets 92. We're gonna have a long season with the Spurs, and there's the Olympics after that. And I just think that more than 2 years without rest is too big of a risk. There's a really big events coming up like the Olympics that I really don't want to miss. And so to be able to be available for the national team for the next I don't know how many years, I feel like I need to miss this one.
I mean, that's just so insightful and forward thinking from a 19-year-old.
Yeah.
We don't enough credit to this would be a hard decision for a 30-year-old.
Yeah.
Much less a kid who has never played a NBA game.
Completely agree.
I am blown away every time he comes to the mic.
I love him so much. He's been absolutely perfect so far. And the thing is, we talk about how mature he is, but think about all the big name Euros. Luka, no controversy. The worst Luka's ever done has been photographed after a game drinking beer. Jokic, no controversy.
That's all Euros.
Yeah.
They're all photographed post-game drinking beers.
Giannis, no controversy. Embiid, no controversy. All the big name international guys, it's all about hoops for them. Hoops, making their country proud and providing for their family. That's all they're about. And I expect nothing less from Victor. So it makes perfect sense why he's, so in tune to what needs to happen for him.
656 ESPN 210-656-3776 on the San Antonio Sports Star phone lines. You can be a part of the show. You can call or text in. Plus, you can get us, as multiple people have, on our YouTube live feed. Search SA Sports Star, subscribe, like Jay Glenn says. Let's see how Victor responds when he gets that LeBron-type criticism. It's coming. I mean, we saw it already a little bit. I mean, he goes after his first press conference here, puts on a uniform, goes and shoots, misses a couple, and people are like, oh, he's missing shots. Like he didn't shoot 29% from 3.
Yeah.
Over.
Also, the kid hadn't slept in 4 days. Like, yeah.
And it's a different ball.
People miss shots. Like, and then I hadn't heard anything lately after we seen him drain threes at practice.
Look, he's going to miss some shots. He's not going to shoot 100%, I promise.
Yeah.
So, guarded or unguarded.
Yeah.
And I still don't know how you guard him.
I don't either.
Like, how do you affect his shot? Seriously.
You literally cannot. You're going to have to jump up with his with his full-on extension on his shot. It's at 9.5 feet. Like,
he is Jack Thompson. I'm James Pledger. Look, I don't know how you were going to affect it either. I also don't know what the Cowboys are going to do as they get into the season, because Mike McCarthy, in my opinion, is one of the biggest storylines as we head into Oxnard here in just a few weeks. We'll discuss why I think that coming up next right here on the Saturday Morning Hangover on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM and sasportstar.com.
Mr. W Fireworks. Shop with us and save big on your fireworks this season. In fact, our prices are always 50 to 80% lower than our neighbors. Now that's a lot of savings. Shop early with us and save even more. Buy one, get one free on select items at all Mr. W Fireworks San Antonio locations. Visit MrWFireworks.com to find a location near you. MrWFireworks.com. Look for the big ape and save 50 to 80% on fireworks only at Mr. W Fireworks. Happy birthday, America!
Gain presents a tale of longing and long-lasting scent. Dear love of my life, we were on the 12B bus when I caught a whiff. A scent so fresh, so life-changing, I had to find its source. I didn't know if you were the woman in the pink freshly washed cardigan or the retired mailman next to me, but I knew one of you was my soulmate. Ah, the scent of Gain Flings. Add Gain scent beads for an even longer lasting scent.
You could throw your flip-flop at a bug. Ew, a bug, get it. But the chances of actually hitting it over there are statistically, it's still alive. Unlikely. Good thing nature's got your back. Stem bug killers combine powerful active ingredients found in plants like lemongrass and geraniol and scientifically engineer them into effective bug-fighting formulas, safe for use as directed around people, pets, and throughout the home. STEM, rooted in nature, optimized by science.
At Lowe's, we're always bringing pros more ways to save. Right now, save on Valspar 5-gallon Ultra Flat Paint. Was $131, now just $123. Plus, MVP's Pro Rewards members earn up to 900 bonus points with the purchase of a Graco Magnum X7 paint sprayer. Lowe's knows pros. Valspar is by location. Estimated bonus points valid through 6/30. Actual awarded bonus points calculated on purchase price before taxes and after applicable discounts, if any. Subject to program terms and conditions.
I was in a terrible accident with a commercial vehicle. I had to have surgery on my back. My life was turned upside down and I was completely screwed. Then I called the Force, the Davis law firm. Jeff personally handled my case. After expenses and attorney fees, I received $397,988. It's really true. Jeff was here for me.
I'm Jeff Davis. If you were injured by a car or large truck, call me at my San Antonio office at 444-4444. That's 444-4444. There's only one number to remember, and that's 4.
Texas, the Powerball jackpot is over $400 million. Buy official Texas lottery tickets right from your phone at jackpot.com. Get a free ticket with your first play. Go to jackpot.com. Jackpot.com.
Paid for by jackpot.com. You must be 18 or older to order a lottery ticket. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All guests appearing on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star appear on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Buyers Barricades provides traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com.
Welcome back into the Saturday Morning Hangover right here on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I'm James Pledger. He is Jack Thompson. Edwin Hafner producing this show. Mirena says, look like I'm trying out for the Semi-Pro 2 movie role. I'm gonna go fight a bear.
It's a goat movie right there.
A lot of those Will Ferrell movies from that time period are goated.
Yeah, Will Ferrell had the best stretch of comedy of all time. He went like 15 straight year back to back of putting out pure comedic gold. With Wemby, the Spurs are a 46-win team, a playoff play-in team. If that's it, then doesn't it make sense to tank and fire? No. Then hire someone in the Rockets front office? No, sorry, Josh. That didn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't.
Why would we fire Brian Wright? What is he? Yeah.
And why would you want Raphael Stone?
Yeah.
Look, Brian Wright's done a fantastic job.
Yes.
Look at the young guys that we talk about all the time as wanting to see more from them, whether it's Blake Wesley or Malachi Branham or, bringing back Trey Jones. Like the people that we've all said, look at some of the guys that they picked off the street with Julian now 4 years, 12 million. Bassey picking them up off the street and finding a role. Zach Collins was an amazing deal that is over time gotten better and better.
Yeah.
I mean, he's making like $6 million or $8 million this year.
Yeah.
Look at what good quality big men are making right now.
I think
just got 20.
Yeah. No, the Spurs, Brian Wright has done a really good job. People are just mad that he's not aggressive. But there's a plan to all this, and the plan is working right now. We've got to see what we have.
We always get very emotional in terms of, we got this money, we got to spend it, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Put everything around Wemby now. Well, maybe Wemby needs different pieces around him.
Yeah.
Like, I like to project and think that I know what needs to go around him.
Yeah. Same. What no one does more than I. Yeah.
When it comes down to it, wouldn't it be best to find out what he is as an NBA player and then build around him?
Also, and we also have to find out, does what we already have work around him? And then you make the moves after that. I mean, if we can if we can see, like, between Devin, Jeremy, and Keldon and Trey, we've got to see of those guys who works around Victor. And obviously, like, those are after this year, those are going to be some coveted guys around the league. I feel they'll be very easy to move. So that's what we've got to see. We've got to see them. We haven't really seen, like, these guys play at their full potential. None of them really,
and especially not last year.
Yeah.
Last year, this was by design, so the design worked.
Yeah.
You got Wemby. Remember when everybody was on us at the beginning of the year about them starting 5-2, and I told you this is going to be a play-in team?
Now everyone's like, we got to make moves to get there. Like, we've got the pieces that at full strength can be a very potent team.
I think so too.
Yeah. We literally saw what happened in Oklahoma City. You've got your young superstar in Shea. Hopefully that's what Victor is for us. And then you've got all this young talent around it, like Giddey. And we've got Keldon.
We don't even know what Chet is there.
Yeah. We've got Jeremy. We've got Devin. They had Jalen and Giddey. Like, it mirrors so well that we could easily already be knocking on the door to the playoffs.
I think they are.
Yeah.
But it's going to be really fun to watch those Holmgren Wemby matchups.
Yeah, we've already seen. I mean, in the FIBAs, Victor dominated Chet. So I'm sure Chet is ready to come back. And these two are going to be fighting for Rookie of the Year.
And it's going to be, the reason it's going to be so interesting is because if there is somebody that can possibly affect Wemby's shot at all, I think it's Chet.
Yeah, it's Chet. It's Giannis. It's guys like extremely long. Yeah.
Athletic.
Yeah. But Chet's already got the Liz Frank. So we'll see how his feet hold up too. But I fully expect Chet to be healthy and look really good. I mean, he's a kind of generational type guy too. So we'll see how that plays out for him.
He is Jack Thompson. I'm James Pledger. Look, Wemby is so many things. And he's so many things that San Antonio is not used to.
Yeah.
But the Spurs are still doing things in the Spurs way. They're slightly different. They are adjusting to Wemby and Wemby mania and stuff like that. But at the same time, they still have a plan. They're still going about their plan. As Pop says, you can't skip steps.
No.
This is part of the steps. As much as we want to skip these steps and race to the finish line of an NBA title, the reason the Spurs have 5 titles in the first place, it was because there wasn't a skip step along
slowly
the way.
building.
Like, they made the jump and the bounce back real quick because the first time they rested all those players, they had a really good team in place. They had David. They had all these pieces.
You had Avery. You had, you had all these. You had Sean. Like, you had really good guys in place before we got Tim.
And I think we still do have pretty good guys in place.
We do.
I think Keldon Johnson's a baller. All the trade, because everybody wants to trade Keldon right now. Keldon is the first name mentioned.
He's like the most valuable guy. Yeah.
But I understand why. Shiny, new, different,
young.
Need.
Yeah.
Need to go get something. Dame, Darius, we're victims to this as well.
We text about it all the time. If I'm ever sending a fake trade to you, Keldon
is involved.
Is the one who's involved. Yeah.
But there's also the possibility that, and we've said it for years. Keldon's best role might not be the Batman.
It's not.
But the Robin. And now that Victor's here, he can be that.
Yeah.
And we both still think Devin has an untapped potential.
Yeah.
With the arrow pointed up. There's your 3 right there.
That could be it. With Jeremy being the glue that holds it all together.
He's your Draymond.
Yeah. He's your Draymond for sure.
I mean, the guy that literally does everything that is needed, it checks in the box score, but not in the form of 25. It's like 7, 10, and 5 or something like that.
With 2 steals, 2 blocks. Yeah.
He's just checking every box along
Jeremy,
the way.
Jeremy is literally a Swiss Army knife that can do everything on the court. Nothing fantastically except maybe his defense, but everything else he is good at. And that's what you need on a team for sure.
It's going to be.
He's Aaron Gordon. Like, that's
there you go.
Yeah. That's exactly what
you need people like that on a championship team.
Yes. Yes.
And the hate for Jeremy that some people had, like, they didn't understand. They thought him being the 9th overall pick meant he had to be the star that took them to the next level. No. They drafted him to be this guy.
Aaron Gordon was picked higher than Jeremy was. And Aaron Gordon was thought to be the same thing in Orlando. It didn't work out. He finds a role next to a all-star big.
And an all-star big.
And an all-star guard, but a superstar big in Jokic. And he thrives in his, let me guard the best player. Let me give all the, the dirty work and all the effort. And I think that's exactly what Jeremy is supposed to be in the league, and he's going to thrive at it. Yeah.
Now, one of the greatest things about Victor Wembanyama is just the difference between what's coming down the pipe and his media and just all the things we're not used to. And at the end of his media availability yesterday, he gave us a look into kind of one of our favorite parts of the NBA, the shoe game, and what sneaker he currently loves the most.
Yeah, lately I had the Nocta Glide. It's not released yet, but it's dope.
It's Light Flex.
Sorry?
It's Light Flex.
Light Flex? Yeah, Light Flex.
The Nocta Glides.
Not a fan.
Oh, you're not a fan of the Noctis? He says he really likes that shoe. And speaking of which...
Yeah, he's 19. Everybody at 19-year-old loves Drake.
Fair.
Everything that Drake touches, they want. Yeah.
Fair. But speaking of shoes, Kobe's coming back.
Oh, yeah. 824, baby.
You're talking about in terms of like as much as Jay's meme for the actual like style of basketball, like the culture and just the off the court stuff. On the court,
it's
about the Kobe.
There's never been a better shoe line than the Kobe's.
For on the court.
Yeah, on the court. Like, he has no misses. There's not a Kobe miss.
And there isn't.
No. There's the Achilles one, which is an acquired taste, but I don't think of that as a miss. I think those are sick.
I do too.
The Kobe's on that one, where they're multicolored, those are
awesome.
Those are fire. And the 8s and the 6s are the best basketball silhouettes of like
all time
on court. Like, sure, the 1s and the 11s and the 3s, like I don't even think you can't even hoop in those. Like, I don't know how Jordan did it, but the 6s and the 8s for Kobe, so the best
on court shoe
of all time. Yeah. And there's still like there's the 4s and the 5s. Like, there's so many good Kobe's. It's insane. And they're still coming out and they're fire.
8/24, baby. Kobe Day.
Yes, Kobe Day.
He is Jack Thompson. I'm James Pledger. This is the Saturday Morning Hangover right here on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM and SASportsStar.com. When we come back, Kellen Moore speaks about Dak. But in speaking on Dak, did he actually say a little bit more? We'll discuss next right here on the Saturday Morning Hangover and get you ready for the rest of the weekend. San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM and SASportsStar.com.
It's R&R in the morning.
Monday on R&R in the morning, the NBA free agency frenzy is underway. Did the Spurs make that splash surprise that Brian Windhorst told us about? Where's James Harden going? Where's Kyrie going? And where's all those middle-of-the-road glue guys going to land? Also, what are you guys putting on the grill on Tuesday? We want to know.
It's your wake-up call. R&R in the morning, 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Texas, the Powerball jackpot is over $400 million, and you can now buy official Texas lottery tickets right from your phone with jackpot.com. Go to jackpot.com, choose your lottery game, pick your lucky numbers, and get your winnings instantly. Plus, get a free ticket with your first play. Get in on the action. Go to jackpot.com and buy lottery tickets on your phone. Go to jackpot.com. That's jackpot.com, jackpot.com.
Paid for by jackpot.com. You must be 18 or older to order a lottery ticket. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
If you've been injured in a car or truck accident, y'all need you to call the Rexperts. Hey, it's Rudy J. Hilly and Solis, most people don't know anything you say or write can and will be used against you by the insurance company to reduce or possibly deny your accident claim. The law office of Hilly and Solis will go to work and make sure you get the compensation you deserve, and they're going to make sure you get it fast. They're former prosecutors. They don't just know how to fight. They know how to win. Let the Rexperts take care of dealing with insurance companies so you can worry about yourself and you can worry about your family. Don't let these insurance companies take advantage of you. See if you can turn that crash into cash. Hilly and Solis will hire the top medical and technical experts to support your claim. Call for your free, yes, free, no obligation consultation right now at 210-762-6261. That's 210-762-6261.
Principal office in San Antonio, Texas. Message brought to you by a non-attorney spokesperson.
Response to Diamonds Direct's amazing finance offer has been off the charts, so we're extending it through this Saturday. You can go into the holiday weekend with some new bling and spread your payments over as long as 5 years with special financing, or save up to $5,000 on the spot. It's our best finance offer ever and our most aggressive pricing. Fine jewelry has never been more affordable, but this amazing offer ends this Saturday and will not be extended. Only at Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion. Details and more at diamondsdirect.com. Approved credit.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 210-615-7777 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
San Antonio Metro Health would like to remind you to stay safe during extreme heat events. Never leave people, children, or pets in your car, and check in on neighbors who might need help. Limit your time outdoors. Use sunscreen, wear light clothing, and do what you can to cool down. Be sure to stay hydrated by drinking plenty of water. Avoid alcohol or caffeinated and sugary drinks when you're out, and be sure pets have fresh water. Stay cool, San Antonio. For more information, visit us online at sanantonio.gov/health.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star welcomes Victor Wembanyama.
I'm trying to be the best.
Victor Wembanyama.
Oh, it's Saturday night. Yeah. I'm ready for the wicked on the weekend.
Welcome back to the Saturday Morning Hangover, guys. San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM, SASportsStar.com. We're almost to the weekend.
Yep.
And the Cowboys, well, we're getting close to training camp. And in doing so, we're hearing more and more former Cowboys offensive coordinator, who I think was done dirty because Mike initiated it, Kellen Moore, now the offensive coordinator for the Los Angeles Chargers, who I think are going to be extremely good offensively. But Kellen was on Peter Schrager's podcast and was asked specifically what his thoughts on Dak as a player and a person were.
As a player and as a man, your experience with Dak Prescott, what would you want listeners to know?
The best person. I think the best leader I've ever been around, easily. And in all honesty, player or coach or anything. I think his ability to connect with a team in all spectrums is rare, and I've never seen it in any other way. His work ethic, his command, I think he's incredible. And so I know, we've all been through that Dallas journey, and he has a phenomenal way of being able to deal with probably more than your average NFL starting quarterback, and he handles it beautifully. And he's certainly a guy you forever root for.
Notice anything about that?
Didn't say anything about him
as a player.
As a player,
except he practices real hard.
Yeah.
I mean, we keep talking about that upcoming contract. This is a big year for Dak, is it not?
Yeah, huge year. Huge year. Yeah, he's got to rebound big.
It's not like he played awful last year.
No, yeah.
He just happened to lead the league in interceptions. Look, I get it. Not all of them were his fault.
Yeah.
But the quarterback's going to take the blame 100% of the time.
Yeah, 100% of the time.
It's going to be...
It'll regress to his mean.
I would expect.
It's going to.
And even leading the league, he had 15. It's not like that's a lot.
Yeah.
Right?
Josh Allen does that every year, and no one says anything about it.
When is he going to start catching crap for that? Is this the year?
Well, hopefully.
Because
cover of
under
Madden.
a microscope, the bigger you get, usually the microscope, the haters start to come out and start picking you apart. This may be the year for that for Josh Allen.
Yeah, hopefully.
Jack, what you got planned this weekend?
A
lot of nothing.
Oh, I'm going to SAFC tonight.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hell, I might have to come out and check that out. He is Edwin Hafner producing. Thanks for taking us to the top. For Jack, James, enjoy your weekend, guys. We will see you next week.
Peace.
Mr. W Fireworks. Shop with us and save big on your